want some, get some, bad enough, take some.
Alive and awake, and welcome to episode 70 of Fangin' and Bangin'. With Gangrel, Fangin' and Bangin' with Gangrel, that'd be me, the vampire warrior, me. And then Raymond's sitting over there in the dark corner. It's been so long, Raymond, that I've been in here that I don't even know how to act. What has it been, like 2 months I've been MIA?
Yeah, about 2 months.
2 damn months. Too damn long, I guess, or not long enough. I don't know which way you want to look at it. But, it's just been blessed, and I've been super busy. I know people are going around saying, hey, are you going to do any more episodes? So some people are listening when I go out there on the road. So I don't know how many, but there's definitely some people listening to the show. So I figured I better get back here in the studio and do a podcast or whatever we do on a podcast. I sit there and talk to myself and probably aggravate most of the world. But what's going on with you, Raymond?
I'm just working, just like you. In a different scope.
Man, definitely working. Got a lot of things on the horizon, a lot of exciting things. I've been super, super busy with Coastal Championship Wrestling and the school itself. I've been on the road. I've been in 1 week, Raymond, I did 6 shows in 4 states in 6 days. You know, that was just like a couple weeks back. 6 shows. So 6 shows, 6 days, 4 states. So basically, I worked every day, just in 4 different states. I've been super busy. Got a lot of projects coming up. I don't know if you heard the rumor or the buzz, but Championship Wrestling from Florida, CWF, working with that and Kevin Sullivan. So I'm very excited about that. It's just, I don't want to say it's a reboot, but it's definitely going to pay homage and be very close to the original Championship Wrestling from Florida, which I grew up watching and stuff here, being a Florida boy. So
that's separate from CCW.
Well, it's presented by CCW, so
okay.
So it's Championship Wrestling from Florida, but it's presented by CCW. So CCW also flying out. Everybody thinks I'm going to Mania. So do you hear? I'm getting a lot of rumors that people are writing me going, congratulations, we hear you're going to the Hall of Fame. I don't have any idea what that's about. I'm not even out there doing anything with WWE or any other company out there, but I'm actually out there. I leave. We're in the studio here today. It's Friday. I don't know when this will go up, but I actually fly out Tuesday to LA, and I'll be in Anaheim for Teleamerica. Right? Did I get that right? I'll mess up. Crap! I better double check my information there. Because I'm so busy. Teleamerica. Teleamerica will be in Teleamerica Studios, CCW, doing some original content and filming a show out there for Teleamerica. So that's going to be really cool. I don't know if it's international vibe or what's going on, but it's in their studios there in Anaheim. So I filmed Thursday the 30th. I believe I filmed the first set of tapings on Friday. But then there's 2 more tapings that Friday, 2 more tapings or 3 tapings Saturday, and a couple more tapings Sunday. But I'm coming back home Friday afternoon because I have a prior obligation here, which is very important and dear to my heart, which is the Epilepsy Alliance Florida, the walk to walk, talk, whatever. What is it? Help me out, Raymond. Walk the walk.
Yeah.
Walk the walk.
I'm most likely to be there.
Epilepsy Alliance Florida. So Susan, my lovely wife, is put a team together, so I'm on that team. I'm a team member, and we're out raising money. I should give you a graphic to put on here, but people want to. But it's on my Facebook. If you go to Gangrel David Heath,
I can edit into it.
My Facebook, you could go on there, and I put a post up today. I had a $500. I was trying to make a $500. That was my
donation
goal. That was my donation goal. So I put it up, but then it hit 500 when I put it up. So I don't know, but still, please go donate. Come on there and donate. Probably because I had put another little bit in, but I wanted to put it in so people could see. I wasn't sure how it works. Donate, but whatever. I'm on the team. You can find it on my Facebook, Epilepsy Alliance Florida. You can go on Susan Nelson on Facebook too, and find it on there. But you'll probably throw it in here and help explain it. So it'll be on Hollywood Beach. And that is on the, I get my dates mixed up when I come home, Raymond. I got to look at my phone here. Do you know the date?
It's Friday.
I have so much going on in my head. It is on the
31st or the 7th?
Well, what month are we in? March. It'll be so it'll be the March 2nd or April 2nd. April 2nd. So
that's a Sunday.
Yep, it's a Sunday. Walk to walk. So I fly home Friday night. So I'm coming from LA. I'll land about 6, 7 in the morning, something like that. Get a little nap in, hit the gym, pack, because I fly back out Monday. I fly back out Monday, but I'm going to pack, and then Sunday I'll spend all day at Walk the Walk in Hollywood Beach for Epilepsy Alliance, Florida. So I'll do that, and then Monday, Raymond, I fly right back out to the West Coast again. Sorta. I fly to Las Vegas Monday.
What's going on in Las Vegas?
What's going on in Las Vegas? Filming a movie.
What?
So yeah,
just drop
doing a movie. So yeah, I'll be doing a movie called The After Dark. It'll be After Dark, written by Tom Devlin. He owns a horror museum out there too. So I'll be out there Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, filming that, playing a vampire. It's kind of like the Lost Boys meet Interview with a Vampire.
That's dope.
So I'll be doing that, and man, I'm like a naughty vampire in that too. It seems like I'm going around eating prostitutes and stuff like that, but it's cool. I got to reread the script. I read it once, but like I've had so much. No, it has so much going on. They realize that I'm gonna have to rip from the thing because like it's just 49 pages of dialogue for me. I got like 49 pages of dialogue, and there's no way I can remember 49 pages of dialogue. But between now and then, I got these flights and everything. I'm gonna reread the script over and over, so I'm very familiar with it. And then as we film that day, I'll look at the scenes and then just rip it. Then I can't do anything off table. It's just it's just gonna be a tough one for me. But they know what they're working with. They know how busy I am, and so that's super cool. And what else is cool? Guess get the Simbodi's in it too. So Simbodi's gonna be playing opposite of me. He's gonna have his own vampire clan, and I'm gonna have a vampire clan.
Guys are gang
but I'm like an old school vampire clan, which I feel like I'm more that Simbodi character, but I'm an old school vampire trying to protect the old vampire ways. And
I got a question.
What's that?
Are any other vampires riding a motorcycle?
Simbodi's probably will be.
Oh man, that sucks for you.
Right? I'm telling you, he's more what I would be. And the guy that wrote it goes like, I get that after I did that. You're more like a Bruja, like Simbodi's like a Bruja in there. But yeah, but I'm more of a dressed nice vampire, old school vampire that's like telling all my crew to live in the shadows and eat off rats and shit like that. Like, yeah, why? I'm telling them to all do that. I'm out there in the back room like eating prostitutes and stuff. I'm killing actual people. So I'm telling them to do one thing, but I'm doing another thing, and I'm trying to keep it all on the down low. Meanwhile, Simbodi's gonna be this other vampire that's gonna like be trying to light shit up and bring vampires into the light, kind of like in Queen of the Dam, Lestat when he was the rock star. But so it's kind of like the Lost Boys meet Interview with a Vampire. So it'll be a really fun project. So I'll be out there all week, and
you're booked and busy more than.
I finish from there, and then I fly from there Friday morning. I fly to Indianapolis, and I'll do a signing at a convention out there, and then a Black Label Pro show. And then I sign all day Saturday, and then I'll come home Sunday, and I'm off for a day, or then I'm back at the school Monday, Tuesday, back in another routine, and just back to grinding out 2-3 shows a weekend. But it's gonna be crazy the next 2 weeks here, going West Coast back, East Coast, West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. But I'm blessed, grateful for it. But yeah, I'm gonna shrug off all those rumors now. I am not in the Hall of Fame. I don't know if anybody's heard it there, but I've got people writing me and saying weird things, and that's grateful. I don't think I'd ever be in there unless the Brood goes in. So we're a week out, so I could say I'm pretty confident that is not me, and it's just a rumor. But thank you, and I'm flattered. But there's no way I deserve to be in there. There's way too many other great people.
I think you deserve to be in there.
Yeah, no, unless they had something under like. Crazy gimme, I don't know, because I had the black hearts and then the vampire thing, being, I don't know. No, I don't deserve.
If you take your entire wrestling career into consideration, you definitely deserve to be in there.
Well, the fact that I'm still alive and not dead in the grave, or
definitely,
that might be a thing. But if you really knew what I actually did, but I'm weird in a weird area, like not quite a journeyman, but wasn't quite like that. I wasn't a main eventer either, so I kind of floated in the middle. So I was in a weird area in wrestling, so kind of a gray area. But I still exist. I still thrive. I still make a living out of it. I'm still very blessed to do what I love. So I'm out there, and I'm busy. I'm super, super busy. So that's what's going on with me. And I covered what? I covered the CWF. That's looking forward to that 28th, 29th, or 27th, 28th night tapings right here in Pompano. Championship Wrestling Florida. It's going to be very cool with Kevin Sullivan. Writing the stories and booking the talent and everything. That's going to be super vintage and super retro is the word. It's going to be like a retro feel for everything, and it's going to be super cool. It's not going to be like the flashy WWE. You know, I'm not trying to compete with that production or everything. It's going to be like somewhere in between what the actual Championship Wrestling from Florida production was and what production is considered today. So somewhere in the lower end of that, where it still has that gritty retro feel and storylines and actual wrestlers and stuff like that. So
Are you excited about that because you grew up?
Yes,
Like, yeah.
More excited than that than I am the damn
I figured.
actual TV show they already got money for out in California
I figured.
at Telemerica, that they're actually on a station and everything. I'm more excited about shooting a potential show for Championship Wrestling from Florida that doesn't have a place yet, but does have people interested in it, but doesn't have a place yet. I'm more excited about that than I am all the other stuff going on and everything else.
Who are some of the wrestlers that we might know who wrestled for them back in the day when you're growing up?
Well, of course, you got all the Grahams, right? You know, Eddie Graham, that was his company, and Mike Graham, his son. You had a Blackjack when I was a kid. So, yeah, when I was a kid coming in, you know, it's the Kevin Sullivan, Blackjack Mulligan, Barry Windham, Mike Rotundo is a tag team towards early 80s, mid 80s. Mike Rotundo, the Briscoes, so I could go on and on. Do you know any of them?
Yeah.
I mean, Ric Flair would come through there as the NWA champion. Like, there's so many. Lex Luger, Muda came through there. I think Gary Hart might have been his manager then. I'm not sure, but no, he might have been called the Ninja back then. He might have been called the Ninja when he came through. Some of the later ones that came through there, like Jimmy Del Rey was a guy that got Jimmy Backlund, who got beat up by Kevin Sullivan every week and throw through this wood panel floor. I think they're even going to produce that same little wooden wall they had that Jimmy Backlund got thrown through every week on there. The Sheep Herders were there, which are now the Bushwhackers. Johnny Ace came through there. Scott Hall came through there. On and on and on. And people that Buddy Cole. Well, you don't probably know some of them, but
it's gonna be like a one-off, or is it gonna be like a series?
No. We're gonna tape probably 10 episodes.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna have fun with.
Yeah. Get it all ready. Get it ready. Hopefully, it finds a home and ends up on a network somewhere. But one step at a time. But I am super excited about that project. It is presented by Coastal Championship Wrestling, so they get CCW. It is Championship Wrestling from Florida. It'll be very much presented like Championship Wrestling from Florida was. We're still in the process, so if anybody's listening, we're looking for one of the key roles to fill is the Gordon Soley. He's what made that show ultimately come together. He was like the glue of it. Besides like Eddie Graham's brilliant ideas and originality of everything, but Gordon Soley, we got to find an announcer, color commentator to fill those shoes, and that's the hardest part right now. And we're running out of time, so we're working on that.
For someone like me or some of the probably younger listeners, I'm not too familiar with him. Like, what makes like
you're not familiar with Gordon Soley?
No, I mean,
so long from the Sunshine State, Gordon Soley.
I'm pretty sure the voice is iconic. If I heard it, I might have seen it in a clip or something.
He's iconic. He's the dean. He's the man. He was the one. Gordon Soley. He was tremendous. I think they discovered him. I think Eddie Graham discovered. I seen a YouTube clip of Mike Graham talking about his dad taking him to a stock car track or something, and he says, "You hear that voice?" It was Gordon Soley on there, and how he said, "I like that voice," and he took him in from being like a race car track announcer and it turned him into what Gordon Soley is today. But if you haven't, you should check him out. No, Gordon Soley was the best.
Some other, your life is moving at like 100 miles per hour, so you probably forgot about the beer.
Oh yes, we had the beer come out too since I've been here last. Man, is this your mom's beer?
Yeah,
she had it in here. The brew. And you came out there. You put some clips up, so I guess we had some stuff running while I was gone. But you didn't even try it, Raymond?
No, I didn't. Eventually, I'll try it. Right.
Eventually, yeah. You don't drink. It's all right if you don't drink. But I do have spring water in some cans too. Although they're labeled alcohol, some of the cans are spring water. If you want me to get you some of the spring water ones, I can. Now I can't vouch if that's drinkable spring water. He said it was. He said it was bubbly like the bubble water, or like the carbonated water. But I do have a whole like 24 case of that floating around, Raymond. I can get you a couple of them. But yeah, we came out. Yeah, Gangrel's the Brood. I heard it's doing really well. It's that was at Unbranded Brewery, but I just saw something where Union Beer's carrying it now. And they just did a special on it, and
Union Beer, where is it?
Union Beers, and I think it's down towards Brickell or somewhere in that area.
No.
But Adrian down there, Adrian Castro, they did a thing, and it's a wrestling themed like beer store, and they got Cuban food and like taco things and stuff like that. No, so I got to go down there and check it out. I was gonna go down there during the Royal Rumble, and something came up and I couldn't do it. But I'm home for WrestleMania Saturday, but I may be too tired with the thing going on Sunday.
If you do
and
go,
flying out Monday, but
maybe we could film something in there.
Yeah, we need to go down there.
Some
We got a
food.
green light from him before he changed his businesses because he's looking at buying something else. I heard, but we need to go down there and eat some food, man, and film that, and maybe. Well, I don't know. I don't want to drink a lot of that brewed beer. It was really good though. It was really.
You
really
guys made it look
good.
really good. I really wanted to try it.
Everybody was drinking it there. I think there's more drunk people at that show I've ever seen.
Are there talks about, or is that like low key talks about like redoing that one or a new one? Because with crafted beers, you can't repeat, right? You can't.
I have no
recreate.
idea, Raymond. You know more than I know.
I think he mentioned that in one of the episodes that you can't like
The exact recipe.
Yeah.
Well, because I mean, you could do it close. I mean, once you know what works, it works, right? I mean, he had an issue with all the cherries. He had the wrong cherries, and he had to get some cherries from New York or something because he tried black cherries first, and he got some regular cherries. By the way, you didn't edit that comment. I said, Raymond, you need to edit that. You left it out there to catch me heat. My family caught on to that. They were like, yeah, nice tactfulness there you have. Like I said, well, you know me.
You're a comedian, man. It's
Yeah.
probably the best part of the video.
But what else is going on? What's going on in the wrestling world? Anything to talk about in the wrestling world that I've missed?
Well, do you want to start with obviously the WrestleMania card or
CM
the
Punk
drama?
go off again on something?
I was just gonna say or the
what
drama.
did he go off on? What did CM Punk go off on?
Did
Did he cut? I think I was listening to it today. I didn't watch it. I didn't see it. I guess it was just a post, right?
Yeah, it was an Instagram story post.
Basically calling everybody liars.
Yeah, apparently, he said John Moxley didn't want to lose to him.
Yeah, but I'm more intrigued. Now, I get along with CM Punk, and I like CM Punk, but I'm more intrigued that he said he never seen a Rocky movie. Have you seen Rocky movies?
Yes, I don't remember. Like,
Okay, but you have seen Rocky
I've seen it,
movies.
yes.
Okay.
I couldn't have. My
How do
grandmother
you go through
loved
life without seeing a Rocky movie?
Yeah,
Like,
grandmother
there's
loved
so
the
many
guy.
of them. Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
It's 5 Rockies?
There's 5 Rockies, or
ooh.
might be 5 Rockies or 6. 5 for sure. And there's 3 Creeds.
Did you
The
see
new
the
Creed's
most
out.
recent
No,
one?
I was gonna go to theater to see it last weekend, but I was too busy. I was gonna see Creed 3. Yeah, I heard it was good.
My coworker was saying it was good, even though the original Rocky's not in this one.
It didn't have to be. It's called Creed now. He just had to transfer it over, give him the rub, and give it the official like, hey, this is the spinoff or whatever. And
So do you think this spinoff lived up to the
I didn't
Rock?
see it.
Oh, you seen Creed 1 and 2, right?
Yeah, I thought they were great. I liked it.
Okay.
Do I think they're as good as the Rockies?
Yeah.
Not as good as the first Rocky. I don't think anything's just sometimes as good as the original, but I think they're as good as Rocky with Dolph Lundgren, whatever, Rocky 4 and 3, 4, last Rocky. Yeah, I think they're good.
Mm.
Different, but it's still struggles in life. Different though, just more. You see what Apollo Creed, it's his son, but probably more like what Apollo struggle was than what Rocky's struggle was coming up. So it's just a different. You're standing in somebody else's shoes, different view of the ring as you walk to it.
I think he, going back to the CM Punk thing, I think people were trying to figure out his issue with Chris Jericho.
Or John Moxley now, because he attacked John Moxley too, kind of, right? He said it was a stupid idea.
Yeah. He said it was the first time ever that someone didn't want to lose to him. So apparently they didn't know.
Does anybody really want to lose to anybody deep down inside? It was the first time somebody just said it out loud.
It's true.
Deep down inside, somebody says, hey, you're going to lose today on this pay-per-view. Do you think everybody is like, yeah, well, I want to lose? Like, I don't think anybody really wants to lose. They might think, yeah, this is better for business if I lose, but I don't think anybody ever really wants to lose. So they just probably the first time somebody said it out loud. I'm sure there's a lot of times people didn't want to lose for them. First time they just said it out loud. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think he just got upset in a moment or something, put some stuff out there, took it down, and then he just took it down right away. But once
It's up.
it's up, somebody's seen it somewhere. It's like It's like putting a dick pic out there. What's this out there? It's out there. Somebody's got it. And it's always gonna come back around to haunt you. Yeah, you can't be doing stuff like that. You gotta have like a 60-second or 30-second breathing rule before you think or post. Then post.
Oh, that's Twitter. That's Twitter. When you hit send, it like gives you 10 seconds to hit undo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so Twitter's smart. I guess they give people a chance to not tweet something.
10 seconds ain't long enough when you're mad. And when you're upset about something, 10 seconds ain't long enough. I usually write something out. Bam, 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 bam. One finger texting because I can't multiple text. I'm mad. I'll text one finger. And then I start reading it, and then I leave it sitting there half written for like 20 minutes, and then I delete it. Because then I calm down by then or whatever. I get over my feelings being hurt, and I realize, it's just business. It's not very smart to show your cards, throw them all out there. If something really bothers you, you shouldn't sell it. You should keep it tight to your chest and then know where you stand with people. And then, take a higher road approach, be a better person. But
so speaking of
not
business,
all the time. You can't always do that, but try your best to do it.
Like speaking of business, I don't think CM Punk is like he's not officially out of his AEW contract. So do you see him with all this turmoil going on? Do you see him returning, or do you think they're gonna buy him out of his contract?
I
Like with all that bad.
Wrestling is so strange. You never say never or nothing, and then with this before this happened, I thought maybe he could come back. Yeah. Now this happened again. They're either going to capitalize on it and come back and make a storyline out of it, or he's not coming back. So I didn't really answer your question. So I don't really know.
I mean, I just look at it.
I'm only gonna say never say never in wrestling.
I just look at it as three top guys. You got Jericho, Moxley, and CM Punk. They don't really have anything to lose. So I feel like I don't think either or are going to turn the other cheek for business. I think their ego is probably too.
Well, the other two are still in there locked and loaded and still on TV. CM Punk sitting at home. Home is good. I mean, does CM Punk need to wrestle? I mean, he's probably financially stable. He did the right things with his money. He wasn't a party guy. He probably invested the right way. So he's probably not going to turn the cheek either. He's probably going to hold his ground. So, yeah, I think it'll stay probably right where it is. But you never know, though. You never know.
All right, so it's WrestleMania season. And
right.
Bobby Lashley may not have an opponent anymore at WrestleMania because of Bray Wyatt's out with an injury.
Well, it was supposed to be Brock, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, I thought it was supposed to be Bray Wyatt gets destroyed by Brock Lesnar or something, and he comes back as the Fiend.
Oh, no, it's
Brock.
Brock,
Brock didn't want to do it, so that's why Brock went with Almost or whatever. So now then it drifted down to Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley could do the same thing, because and bring the Fiend back. But I don't know. You said he walked, or is that what you're saying?
Well, they're saying a mysterious injury.
Mysterious injury.
So I don't know if that's
mysterious injury or he just
creative
doesn't like their creative booking and they're clashing or something. I don't know. I really don't know. He did the what do you have, the Lights Out match? The Mountain Dew Lights Out match was
at SummerSlam.
Yeah, he just kind of like
Royal Rumble. I'm sorry,
the Royal Rumble, whatever it was a Lights Out match. That was kind of weird. He just beat up LA Knight, and weird spot for LA Knight. He gets his ass kicked pretty much the whole thing. He gets beat up even after, and then Uncle Howdy jumps on him, and comes down. I don't know. The whole thing seems kind of confusing, like where it was going. But I thought I understood that it was they wanted Brock Lesnar to wrestle him, but Brock didn't want to do it. But they wanted Brock to destroy him, and then the Fiend would come back and be this. The Fiend would come back, and that's where all the merchandising and the money is at the Fiend and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm heavily confused too. I don't know. You're a fan of that kind of stuff. You tell me.
No, I mean, I literally, until you gave me that second viewpoint, I really thought he was injured. I didn't think it possibly had something to do possibly with creative differences. I think in my opinion, I think the Uncle Howdy thing drug on a little. I think it lost his momentum. I think at one point he was like, people tuned in to SmackDown to see, oh my God, what is he gonna do this week? I think it's kind of lost his momentum.
I think they're clashing creatively. I don't really know. I haven't followed the show good enough because it's been more Uncle Howdy lately than anything else, right? It hasn't really been Bray Wyatt on it, and now he's gone. So then they said injuries, but I thought I heard mental health reasons or something. He was taking a mental health break. I don't know. But they said the same thing about Alexa Bliss, but it turns out she had skin cancer or something, which I'm going to say I'm glad she's doing well and that's been treated and it was treatable and she's healthy. That's awesome. So that's a serious thing, that skin cancer, Raymond. I'm always I'm a tan pyre, so I'm always worried about stuff like that. I don't know. I got a lot of odds and I don't know because his angles, everything that's going on with him is just as mysterious as the Fiend sometimes. I don't know. You could say that, maybe they weren't happy. He came back a little heavy, moving a little slower. Maybe they didn't like how his story, he was creative rewriting things, but I think they were clashing and taking stuff away and making it not what he wanted. But I'm not there. I'm not in those rooms, in those conversations, but just watching. So as an outsider, it just looks like there's a lot of clash, and maybe he was going one direction and they were fighting it and pushing it in another direction. He wasn't getting it, and he just split.
You, with your creative mind, because you had a big hand in the direction of the Unled. People don't really know what that is, but I mean, what you know of Bray Wyatt.
Well, you had to drop the Unled in there. Huh?
I just had to just sprinkle it in a little bit.
All right.
How would you would have handled his all the momentum he had? How would you would have handled his return?
I don't know. It's a big money company, so merchandise is very important to them. They're paying him a lot of money. They're paying him. Companies that got to justify your payroll. They got to justify how much money are you bringing into the company. We're paying you. I don't know what he's making, like $3 million. I don't know what type of contract he has. I really don't know. But he's making a lot of money, and I don't think Bray Wyatt is selling the merch that The Fiend would sell. So, take that. It's a corporation. It's a publicly traded company. People got to answer the numbers. So you got to make money, and you got to account for why you're paying somebody money. So that does affect a lot of things. So I think I would have got to The Fiend coming back a little quicker in a business sense. Storyline wise, I don't know. I don't know where we were going because I was so lost with it. He was battling good and evil in his own head, and the good was winning, right? And then Uncle Howdy shows up that says, "I know it's still in you," or whatever. So maybe it just drug out too long. But I like long-term storytelling. But in today's society and business, long-term is not necessarily a good thing. So because people's attention spans drift off and that and money needs to be accounted for that. So I probably would have got to The Fiend a little quicker, but I don't know where he was going because it just seemed like he was going one way and it would push another way. It was just like the wind would blow and kind of push it this way and slow it down to where I thought it was going. It's just a very, very confusing time, and unfortunately he's probably got a very creative mind and knows exactly where he wants to go, but he's battling other people are battling people that are telling them they got to answer the numbers, and we got to account for this guy's payroll being so high, and so we need merch sales up, and merch sales are The Fiend, not Bray Wyatt, so with the mask and the this and that,
Yeah, like
it's all business. When at the end of the day, Raymond, it's all business.
So with that being said, I mean, what is that?
But I am no professional guy marketing or this and that, but that's just what it looks like.
No, but in this type of conversation, I've never heard anyone be reasonable and bring up the business side. Usually fans only talk about creative or what they want to see on TV, but they never consider
it's a business.
The business side. So you speaking like this way, I've seen it from a different perspective that I usually don't see people talk about.
It's just like even on a show, like an independent show, like just say for example, I don't want to use CCW example, but just a company, they got to just all right. So they're running a war memorial. They got 2,000 seats to sell. They're gonna book their talent. Now a guy calls up and says, "Hey, I want to be on your show, but I want such and such money." Well, they got to go. Well, it's gonna cost so much for a flight, so much for a hotel, and so much to pay him. How many fans? How many people are in seats? How much is he gonna draw money wise? So he needs to draw 2 or 3 times past what you're going to pay him to make it valuable. You could break even and be like, okay, but then what good was that? But you definitely don't want to lose. And I think they're losing with Bray Wyatt and not The Fiend being there to push merchandise, So, and I think if you book somebody that is asking for more money than he can draw, that's a bad idea too. Although how else are you going to get out there sometimes? And this isn't the indie thing, but they're up there in that big money now, so they got it. They there's no exception. You got to be able to make what you're getting paid. You got to be able to bring in that and 3 times more or whatever, or a lot more than that.
That's a valid point. Yeah. That's a valid point. Now, sticking to WrestleMania, I mean, Brock Lesnar and Omos, that matchup. Like you were speaking earlier that I think the rumor was Brock Lesnar had the option to choose Bray Wyatt. Mm-hmm. He chose Omos, and a lot of the fans are kind of upset about that matchup. I'm kind of excited about it. I don't know why.
Well, didn't him and Omos get the most views in that segment where he about got killed by Omos pushing him over the rope or whatever? I don't know. I like Omos, like not Omos like necessarily the wrestler, but he's good with MVP. MVP's really carried him and took him to another level. But as a person, he's a great guy. I've met him a few times. Tremendous guy, really nice guy, and I'm excited for him to have a role like this. But I don't know what the hell is going to happen with Brock Lesnar. I almost worry for Omos, but who knows? Maybe Omos has something in the tank. Maybe he's big and he's strong. Maybe he could whoop some ass. I don't know. I think people more likely are going to watch to see how this goes down, and if Brock Lesnar can keep his cool during this, or why is he doing it? Is he going to put Omos over, or is almost how is this going to end, or where's it going to go? Is it going to be one-sided, or Brock Lesnar's at the end of his contract, right? Isn't this like his last thing?
It's been rumored that he's retiring after this.
So like
whatever that means.
How does that work in this match? So I mean, it's very intriguing. It's very very interesting. I don't know what they're thinking, but it's probably one of the ones that I'll fast forward through as I get to it to watch. Over the million matches in the 2 days, that'll be one of the ones I'll fast forward to. So on that note, it's got my attention. It's piqued everybody's interest. They might be upset about it, but they're definitely going to watch it to see what happens. Everybody's going to watch that to see what happens. So the numbers will be up, the viewings are going to be up, and that's going to be a match that a lot of people watch.
Now, I'm pretty sure you're happy about this one, excited about this one. You always was rooting for this person. Main event in WrestleMania, Charlotte Flair. Night 1, WrestleMania Night 1, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley I'm rooting for. Yeah.
Even when at times when it kind of seemed like they kind of put her on the shelf and had her as a tag team champ, I mean, you still stuck with her, and now she's...
Oh, yeah, well, she's fine. She was, she was like a pretty girl, blonde hair like everybody else, and then she evolved herself into this Rhea Ripley character. She's wrote it out. She's stuck with it.
Beyond over.
Maybe she's a freak behind the scenes too. I don't know, man. Like, she's not my freak, but I'd be like, hey, Rhea, if I wasn't married. But she would be like, get out of here, vampire. But like, get out of here, you dirty man. No. She's. I think it's awesome. I think it's great that she's stuck with her character and it's gone to where it is. I think she's really been a big asset into elevating Dominic Mysterio, who was like struggling, like he was thrown in there young to the wolves, and he threw her in there with a mama wolf, and she's licked him up and cleaned behind his ears, and now he's howling at the moon. He went to jail for 1 day, and he's got prison workouts in, and I think she's been great for him, elevating him, and that there is worth her money alone to elevate future mecha star that he'll be years to come. If he sticks with it and
Dominic?
stays with it. Yeah, of course, man. How young he is and the experience he's getting now. And even with the Mysterio name, that helps a lot too. But that got him in there, and probably got him that spot. But now he's earning a spot. Now he's finding his own. He's making his strides, leaps and bounds, and she's been a big part of that. Maybe Damian Priest too, the whole Judgment Day. But I think I'm going to put a lot of that on being... what's his mommy shirt like she wears and all that, and I think it's a great thing, and I'm happy for her, and I would like to see her get the debut, but we'll see what happens.
So there can't always have a positive without a negative in the wrestling world or in life period. So a lot of people are upset that this is main eventing night 1, not because they don't think Rhea Ripley deserves it, but they feel like the storyline wasn't built enough or didn't drag out enough, and because Sami Zayn and the whole Bloodline storyline with the tag match is on night 1 as well, they feel like that deserves a main event because it had a longer it means more to story wise.
Yeah, but today's society, two male dominant main events. You get a women main event one night and a male like that might be a business thing too. Definitely might be a business thing just to keep the equality of the world balanced. I'm not against it either, whatever. My personal opinion, yeah, I think maybe the Sami Zayn and
Sammy,
Kevin Owens and the Bloodline. That's been a long time. That's been a long term thing, more than the Flair Rhea thing.
Yeah.
So maybe yes. I get their point 100% where they would want to see that, but who knows how this show's gonna end? I don't know how they've got it written. I don't know the finishes, and that could have a lot to do with how it ends that night too. So. With whatever the finish may be in Rhea Ripley and Flair's match, and the finish in the Bloodline and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So yeah, as you learned, a lot of times you don't want to put things on you don't want to put Stone Cold on before your match. He's gonna go out there, fight all over a building, drink beers, and do this and this and that. It's gonna be anticlimactic when you come out. So I worry for the girls, but Charlotte Flair's a hell of a worker, so is Rhea Ripley, but they're gonna have to top whatever the hell goes on in that. So people should be going, wow, what pressure they have on them if they're main eventing following the Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, considering how over all of them are, and not having a build up on this and this and that. I think people should be watching going, let's see if these girls can do it, because they're really putting a lot on their plate, you know?
I didn't think about it that way either.
Yeah, because think about it, just imagine you put all that, how over all four of those guys are, and if whoever comes out, whatever, all that time and how over they are, then you got to follow that without a storyline build up. Think about how worried they must be, or what they're thinking, or what are they going to pull out of their ass, and what finish is going to happen in that tag, and then what finish is going to happen in that main, that they're not going to They've got to be worried too, writing wise, that it's going to be anticlimactic and situationally could be problematic. So those are big words. I don't even know what I use. But you get what I'm saying. Yeah. So the pressure they're under is probably incredible. So that would be very interesting. So I think that they'll be not that they have balls, but balls to the wall. You know, it's going to be all out, and it's probably going to be an incredible match.
Another question: does that help? Does that benefit the Judgment Day with her being would she be the only champion in the group? Would be the female?
Well, didn't Priest have a belt for a while?
The United States, but I don't think he has it anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have it anymore.
Well, but he had one. So will it benefit them? No, it may break her way to be a bigger star by herself. And again. Or it may also elevate Dominic more. I don't know if he's having a match now. Wasn't he supposed to wrestle his dad, and then that's changed or something?
Yeah, apparently he said he's not fighting his dad anymore. He told
he said he's not, or
yeah, it was it's part of the script on TV. He said it, so it's not backstage drama. So it still might happen.
Who knows? Curious to see where that goes, but he might be a big part of that match too at the end, which may elevate him to. New status or something. Who knows? Maybe Flair will come out and steal Dominic from Rhea and be his mama now.
I mean, her husband is Latino.
Oh, now you're making it like a
I mean,
I don't know. Anything's possible. Who knows?
It's the truth.
You know, he may get torn. He might get caught in the middle of a love affair, and a whole new storyline will come out of this whole WrestleMania. You know, might be a triangle. Maybe.
Okay, continuing.
You the one brought it up. I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm just running through.
I'm just talking shit. I don't know shit, man. I'm just trying to hang in here and get this done, man.
So, your boy Edge kind of got a night cut out for him as well.
Who's he got, Finn Balor?
Yeah, Hell in a Cell. I don't know if it's night 1 or 2 yet, but
how's that not a main event? Well, I don't know. It's Finn Balor and Edge. I mean, no, I'm not saying, but Hell in a Cell itself, because they got to lower that thing down. That's. I mean, they do it pretty quick because they just lower it from the ceiling. But that reminds me of when the only Hell in a Cell I was a part of is when we came down and hung the Big Boss Man, and that was trippy, man. Coming from those rafters down to the top of that cage and then breaking through that and putting the rope down there and then going back up. That's crazy. But they got a system down, so I guess it could be pretty quick. They'll do 5 Cheetos or Milky or Snickers commercials and come back, and the cage will be there. But so he's got Finn Balor. So is this where's that at in the feud? I haven't seen much what they're doing. I thought it was him and Beth against somebody, but it's him and Finn Balor.
Yeah, it's him and I think him and Beth. They already had that whole spiel. Him and Beth. I think
they did the mixed tag already.
Yeah.
I must have missed that. I must have been the Elimination Chamber. I missed that pay-per-view. I didn't see that yet. Still lined up to watch. I did watch AEW Dynamite. I noticed you're not talking about any AEW. I did watch Dynamite.
I mean, it's like what you say. I mean, the outside drama overshadows what's actually going on the TV.
Yeah, unfortunately,
so it's kind of hard to.
When there's so much outside, it takes away from you enjoying the TV show. But like, hopefully, and that's a lot of AEW's fans. They all understand all that internet and social media stuff and everything. But it wasn't a bad show from what I remembered. I watched the Kenny Omega and Viking. How do you say his name? Viking, the little dude.
Not even sure.
Was the match he was supposed to have before he got hurt? Gosh, I can't think of the name. I sound like an ignorant fool, but it was really good, crazy kind of like AEW type of match, all over the place. A couple 620 30s or something. Like Sentons and stuff. With so many flips and everything, it was insane. But and then somebody came out and jumped Kenny Omega after. I don't know. It was all right. But you're not watching AEW at all?
No, I mean, no. It's like you say, it's hard to follow. When if I see a 30-second clip on Instagram of WWE, I can pinpoint the storyline or what's going on with these people, even though.
Oh, it's John Moxley, the Blackpool Fight Club or whatever they're called, came out, and I guess they were beating up Kenny Omega, but they had beat up the Young Bucks earlier. They got took away in the ambulance, and then what's his name, the Cowboy. He stole the ambulance and came back and saved Kenny Omega from getting beat up. So I don't know.
It's hard to keep up with sometimes.
It's all right. The show was all good. I mean, I got it. I dug the show. Everything except for they clipped the show and the ambulance come in on the big screen. That was kind of weird. I understand. You hear sirens, and then you look at the big screen and they show an ambulance driving into the parking lot. I mean, I think you could have did that a little bit better, got a little bit more creative, but it wasn't a bad show. I personally dug the show. I'm trying to remember everything. There was a women's match on there. Tony Storm versus can't even remember who it was, but it was good. I dug it. It was good. It was all right. It's a good show. I mean, everybody's so geared WWE because WrestleMania is coming, but they have All Out coming to AEW. Has what, All Out coming up now?
I think it's hard to stand out in WrestleMania season.
Well, I mean, it is hard, but I mean, I think AEW shows are getting a little better. People are hard on them, but I heard the numbers are down a little bit and attendance is here and there, but it's gonna come together. I think if they hang in there, it'll come together. And not hating on them or anything like that. I just haven't had time to watch all the shows, but I did watch the show. I just watched it. I honestly watched it yesterday. I actually had time because I was off from school this week. I only did Monday at the school, but they were filming some kind of movie for somebody in there, so I've been off. So I actually had some time, so I was catching up on Raws, and I watched an AEW.
I think they're here.
And it wasn't bad. I got through the whole show. I mean, I fast forward through a little bit of stuff, but got through the whole show. Did I retain the show in my head? No. But was I going, oh, this is ridiculous? No. Did I love everything? No, but I didn't hate anything. I just didn't love everything. So it was good. It was cool. But I'm very old school, but I do like, I understand things evolving and stuff like that. So I get it. But I didn't hate anything. I didn't love everything, but I watched the show, which says a lot.
I think they're here in South Florida like next week or the week after.
Are they? Oh, well.
Yeah. I think they're in Fort Lauderdale or Sunrise or something.
I don't know. I'm gone, so I'm on that road grinding. LA this week, this week coming, and then following week Vegas filming, and then less than 3 weeks, and then I'll be around. So what else is on Cody? What's going on with Cody? Cody Rhodes has got Roman Reigns in because you got the Bloodline, Usos over there with the first night with Kevin Owens and El Generico. Sami Zayn. And then, so the second night, the headline is Cody and Roman?
Yeah. Cody and Roman.
What do you think's going to happen there? Can Cody Rhodes beat him? Cody's got some great promos. I have seen that. And Roman tore him apart on some promo stuff. Dug into him. I saw that on Raw Monday. But Cody came back, dug his feet in, stood his ground, came back strong. Cody's getting over, and I thought he wouldn't after the Sami Zayn getting so over. I thought Cody'd be second hand and going in like a dying quail, like sacrificing. But Cody has managed to outride the Sami Zayn thing, and they've actually been able to tone the Sami thing down without hurting Sami. But Cody's been able to rise above that popularity, how over Sami Zayn was within the whole bloodline thing, to make sense going into the Roman Reigns thing, to make it their match and not be piggybacking or battling all that. So Cody Rhodes has held his own, dug in there, and then now he's rode the storm out, and now he's here. He's ready to face the tribal chief. Acknowledge. Or acknowledge me. What does he say? Acknowledge me. Yeah, you don't know. You don't like Roman Reigns?
No. I know he said that.
No.
I'm thinking about the match, the winning.
Okay, all right,
I don't see him losing. But I see a way. Does someone still have the Money in the Bank? I think I analyzed this a while ago, but I forgot it. Someone cashing in the Money in the Bank. Maybe someone losing one belt, but I don't know. I think he loses and wins in the same night, and they split the belts.
I'm not gonna talk how much I don't know, so we'll leave it at that, Raymond. So
who would you want to win? Who would you want to win? I mean,
man, I don't. Roman can only go so long, but I don't know if Cody's the guy to pass it to. Maybe unless it's just temporary, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. You could flip a coin on that for me right there. I'd Roman, but it's got to make sense. It's got to be a great finish. It's got to be a great finish.
So who is the guy?
Cody has to come out stronger from losing than he did if he wins. So I want Roman to win, but I need, in my mind, I want to see Cody come out stronger and moreover by losing. So it's really got to be a creative finish and done well.
Yeah. Well, so next weekend.
All right. So.
Because we're gonna get into the questions.
Oh, we got questions. Wait, you over your hour, Raymond. You're pushing it, but we'll go on. We'll get them questions in there since I seen you put a post up asking people some. So go ahead. We'll rapid fire some off. Well, I'm here. I'm not working tonight, Raymond. I'm off on a Friday night. You see that? Or Friday afternoon.
Lucky.
I am working tomorrow though. I am wrestling tomorrow.
Lucky you.
Yeah, but chilling tonight. So I'm gonna go home and actually watch a little bit more wrestling. Probably some whole championship wrestling from Florida Wrestling.
It's a great question. I was thinking about this question because I read it earlier. And you mentioned something earlier, and I'm like, boom, I'm going to hit you with this question.
Okay.
So it's from Tombstone 4290. So I'm pretty sure they're Undertaker fan.
Undertaker fan.
Has to be.
Or he just likes Tombstone the movie.
No. I think it's definitely Undertaker fan. And a Gangrel fan.
Tombstone's a great movie, though.
I've never seen it.
Oh, got it.
So his question was, what's your favorite horror movie, and have you ever participated in a film or a horror project?
Yes, I participated in some small stuff. I don't even know if it ever came out. And then, of course, there's the Human Centipede. I don't know what you call that. Human Centipede 3. Is that horror or just gross?
That's
that's
a category of its own.
It's horror, though, in a sense. My favorite horror movies, I don't know, are more, I could easily say vampire movies. I could easily say, The Lost Boys, or any vampire movie. But a movie, more of a psychological, I guess it's definitely considered horror, would, because I won't watch it by myself. It scares me. Whether it scares, no, I don't think it scares anybody else in the world. But this movie, I won't even watch by myself. If I see it on, I fling through the channel thing real quick. I don't even want to stop on it when I'm home by myself. And people might laugh at me and think this is silly, but The Devil's Advocate with Keanu Reeves and was it Al Pacino or whatever. And that movie scares the shit out of me.
The Devil's Advocate.
Devil's Advocate.
What is that about? Never seen it.
The devil.
Okay, well.
Because
it's kind of.
So he goes, the devil goes. He recruits this young lawyer right out of the courthouse, right out of law school, and they go on this ride. He's got this corporation, and he's just Keanu Reeves figures out, man, he's off there. His wife's going crazy, seeing all these demons. People are dying. It's just about the devil, you know. But really, the movie, it just comes full circle. Keanu Reeves thinks everything ends and all, and the movie just kind of starts right back in the same scene, in the same courthouse, but he goes after a different weakness of him, like vanity or something. And you're just not going to get away from it. You have to watch it. It's called The Devil's Advocate, that book.
Is it scary because it's it's more realistic than
yeah, because I believe that shit can happen. Yeah. I believe that devil, that evil is out there lurking and preying on your vanity, or you wanting to be famous or wanting to be liked or wanting to be rich. The evil finds a way to prey on your weakness, you know. So I guess I just relate with it a lot. Yeah, so I find it really scary. There's other movies that scare me too, horror movies. I love horror movies, but it's just really hard to pick one. It could be The Evil Dead. That's a really good one. Evil Dead. And of course, any of the vampire movies. I like vampire movies. I mean,
and then also
Near Dark. I love Near Dark. But
and then they actually be working on any horror projects.
Oh yeah, well, the After Dark with Tom Devlin, and they'll be doing that. I'll be going out and filming that in 2 weeks. I'll be out in Boulder, Nevada, filming that.
Is that more horror, or is it just like what is that word?
What do you call a bunch of vampires fighting and killing people?
Nah, horror is another word for that. Medieval? That's not medieval. It's a word for you guys. I'm not
vampires.
You. No, not you.
White guy?
It's a word for the group of you, like weird people, like the vampires and mummies, and it's a word, but I forgot it. Someone will probably tell me. It's I forgot. I don't know the word, but it's a word for you guys.
Monsters?
No, it's
supernatural.
That might have been it.
Supernatural, yeah.
Something. It might be something like that, like a supernatural movie.
Like Craft was like supernatural, and
I don't consider that horror.
Craft?
This
supernatural. If it's Sabrina the Teenage Witch, no.
Another question. This is really a quick question for you. When are you coming to the UK? This is from the
UK. I miss the UK. Since the pandemic and COVID and all that, when they shut the UK down, I kind of fell out of my routine of going there every February. I spent most of my birthdays in my adult years in the UK or in Ireland, you know, the UK, mostly in England, across in the Black Sea or something like that. So I do dearly miss the UK. I am not scheduled to come back there anytime soon, although I have talked to people. I'm not scheduled that I know of any time this year to come back. I just was in Ireland around right before Christmas, November time. I was over in Ireland, and I did do one shot in England. But, I'm not scheduled to come back no time soon. Unfortunately, things don't work out. You know, maybe I know All-Star Wrestling, they were trying to get me to come back over. And when you go for All-Star, you have to do 2-3 weeks and stuff like that. So it's hard to leave all the projects I have going here in the school and all that. So it makes it conflict, but I do have an open door with them to go back, and they do very much want me to come back over there All-Star Wrestling. There's a lot of other little companies I've been talking to about one-offs and coming in, but it's just lining it up in time. Some people reached out, but I was booked already, you know, like I'm filled up. I haven't taken October dates yet, but I have tons of people. My dates are about full up till October, and I just haven't taken any October because I don't know what I'm going to do in October because it's such a crazy month. But I'm going to start taking October dates pretty soon here and make a decision on what direction to go. Maybe it'll be the UK. I don't know.
Not to crap on the UK, but when are you going to like Puerto Rico? You said
not to crap on the UK.
No, because they asked the question of you wanted to go there, but I'm going to ask you, when are you going to Puerto Rico?
When am I going to Puerto Rico?
Because I know that was a big...
I'm not booked anytime soon in Puerto Rico. I love Puerto Rico. That's where I started the Vampire Warrior character. I went down there. It was actually Lestat, the vampire, from Interview with a Vampire, Lestat, and then became the Vampire Warrior. So that's where I cut my fangs as a vampire, and I miss Puerto Rico, but I'm not booked there anytime soon. Again, I've had people reach out, but I've been booked already, or the timing just hasn't worked out. It's a tough island. They've had a few earthquakes, a couple of hurricanes. They're going through some stuff. They're just getting their power back up. They're just
really?
coming around. So they've been struggling down there. So We'll pray for the people there and send positive vibes, and hopefully things will get thriving back there, and we can all get down there soon.
Right. So a question from Woken Matt Hardy.
Woken Matt Hardy.
Do you think if it was possible years ago, the Brood versus the Wyatt family would have been a dream match between two great stables in the WWE? So I guess the Wyatt family in their prime.
When they first came on, and they had that mysterious and the weird animal heads and goats and different things. They were really big, though. Bray Wyatt was the less. He was more my size, I guess, sorta. But those other two lads, Eric Red or whatever, and the other fella that passed, but they were huge. They were really big guys. So it would have looked like. It would have been interesting, but it could have been. Yeah, I think it would have been. I don't know about a dream matchup, but I think the Judgment Day would be more of a dream matchup. But back then, that would have been in that era when they were there. That would have been the most compromisable matchup. Yeah.
Going back in that time and with Supernatural being like something new.
Now you're gonna use Supernatural all day long.
Yeah, it's a new. with the Undertaker having the ministry and the Brew being there, do you think bringing in something like the Wyatt family at the time, it would have been too much going on in the Attitude Era?
No, that's all about factions. They didn't come across Supernatural. They just came across like, I don't know, The Hills Have Eyes, some weird shit in the woods, like wrong turn. At that point, it could have been spun any way you want. They could have drifted in with more Taker. They would have, if they would have went anywhere and they drifted into a group, it would have been more Taker-ish because he took like Midian in and Viscera in, and he had different people like that. So they could have slid easily that way, but then Bray Wyatt just kind of broke out into the Fiend doing his own thing, so he definitely would have. He should have been the Taker replacement, sort of, but I think he's just, like I said, it's a lot of business going on there, and they just got to work it out and get on the same page.
Yeah. Well, man, it's a good few questions, and
all right, was that it?
Yeah, man. Well, we came and.
I'd like to thank everybody and you, Raymond, for dealing with me for the last hour or so. Especially I haven't been in here in a while, so I feel out of the rhythm and not very updated on all the wrestling. But that's nothing new here. We figured that out. I never watch wrestling that much. It's just too much wrestling going on in my own life. I do try to keep track of it, but it's really hard. But that was episode 70 of Fang and a Bang. And want some?
Get some.
Bad enough?
Take some.
There you go, bro.